Hey everyone, welcome to day 11 and 12 of my 30 whys in 30 days. Um, I am just physically exhausted. The past couple of days have just been mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausting. Dealing with things that are going on in the RV that we need to have fixed, that we can't get the parts for, and nobody has them, and we just can't get a solution. And I'm thinking back about, how physically exhausted, not only I was, but my mom was as well. As, when I was diagnosed, we talked about being in survival mode. And, my mom was just exhausted. Like every single day, they'd come in with a new pamphlet, a new piece of paper explaining things. And my mom would just put it aside. And it got to the point where we had a binder like that thick of just information. And, one day, I think my dad asked, are you keeping up with this? And my mom's like, I haven't even touched this, because she was just so tired. She was with me every day. She was, there consoling me, comforting me, just making sure that my needs were taken care of. And she wasn't taking care of necessarily the things that she needed to. I think so many times parents forget to take care of themselves, which is why caregiver fatigue is a huge thing in just any situation where somebody has to take care of another person. I know when I was working in hematology oncology with pediatric patients, I would tell the parents, look, I'm going to go take your kid to the playroom. Why don't you go take a break? Why don't you go do something for you? And this allowed the parent to, take that break, allow their kid to be in the safe hands of somebody else for, a few hours. And it's just one of those things that we often don't think about. We don't think about how exhausting it can be. I remember my mom used to say, when you have a baby, you sleep when the baby sleeps. And I remember there were times that even when I was sick, I was 14 years old, and she said, you know what, I'm going to sleep when you sleep. Because I needed her. I needed her assistance because I had an appetite like no other because of steroids. If I was awake, I was eating. It got to the point where my mom used every single pot and pan in our house, making me food every single day. And every night she would have to clean those dishes. And every morning, every day, she would use those dishes. It was an endless cycle. But she did it. She did it for me. And for that, I will always forever be grateful. And I also remember a point in my treatment that I was done. I remember looking at my mom and saying, you know what, I don't want to take pills any day. I don't want to take chemo anymore. I want to be normal. I just want to be normal for one day. I don't want to deal with, the fact that I have cancer. I don't want to hear the word leukemia. I don't want to hear the word chemo. I don't want to hear anything related to cancer. I was so over it. All I wanted to do was be normal. And thankfully, my mom realized that for that one night, she allowed me to skip my chemo. She made the parent decision and said, you know what, skipping one night of chemo is not going to be a detriment to my survival. I'm sure the doctors would probably have disagreed. I'm sure the nurses, even my dad probably would have disagreed. But she knew that was what I needed mentally. She knew that I needed a break. I needed to step back and for one night feel like a normal kid. We go through so much when you hear the word cancer. For me, it was a 2.5-year battle, 2.5 years of chemo that I had to deal with. Leukemia is one of those cancers that treatment lasts for years, mainly because leukemia cells will hide in your body. And so they have to constantly, kind of be zapping you a little bit to make sure they get all the leukemia cells. That's my understanding. And so, let's just focus on just how emotionally exhausting it can be to live with somebody who has cancer. And I'm not even saying pediatric cancer. If you've ever lived or known somebody who has cancer of any type, it is exhausting, emotionally, mentally, and physically. It just takes a toll on the body. And so that's why I'm fundraising for the American Cancer Society Gold Together initiative, because we need better treatment. We need more targeted treatment so it doesn't last 2.5 years. We need more research on caregiver fatigue so that way we can really recognize this and really realize that this is a problem. We need more just information out there about, how can we support people? So many times people ask, but what can I do? There's so many things you can do. Mow the lawn for somebody. Meal plans are always a good thing, like meal trains and making sure they have their meals. But, saying, hey, can I come over and do your laundry? Hey, can I go grocery shopping for you? Or can I pick up your other kids from school or take them to school for you? Can I come over and clean your house? So this way, the parent doesn't have to. Even, hey, can I come and just sit with your child for a little bit so you can go get some me time, so you can go get a nap, so you can go get a massage, something special. Helping the parents or the spouses, whoever is the caregiver, really, get that break so that they can take care of themselves. When you're on a plane, if you've ever flown before, they say put the oxygen mask on before you put it on your child. Take care of yourself so you can take care of your child. That is so true in the realm of taking care of cancer patients, is you got to take care of yourself before you can really take care of your child. But so many times the parents put their kids first. And I understand why. I totally understand why my mom, put my needs first. But at the same time, somebody needs to help and step up and say, hey, you know what? I'm here for you as well. So thank you for listening. Remember to live your life, love your life, and cherish every moment. Bye.